Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the Reaktor. I am Emmanuel Simon Sakala and in the studio with me is Mr. Matthew Manakatibok. So today we're going to be talking about the trading topic, Emgonga, the guy from Equatorial Guinea. We're also going to be talking about Tocky Vibes 61 track album. Yeah, bro. We're also going to be talking about the new Portugal's law of licensing WhatsApp groups, and we're going to hear.
Yeah, that was a funny one. So we're going to be talking about the bridge, the building of the construction of the bridge, Masvingo Bridge Road. We're also going to be talking about the flooding that's been happening around the city. What's up with that? And we're also going to be talking about the complete women's lunches, the lunches that have been happening around the city, where women are being invited, $35, $40. Yeah, what's that all about? And why are we having it as men? Yeah. So we're going to be talking about all that. So stay tuned, and we hope you enjoy.
You hear about Emgonga?
Oh, Mr. Balthazar. Is that him?
Yep.
Yes.
You heard about Balthazar Emgonga.
I heard about him.
What do you think?
Yeah, I got mixed reactions about this guy.
All right.
But basically, I think it's there's more to the story.
Okay.
Than that meets the eye. And
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely more to the story. And I think people just like with most things that happen, people tend to popularize negative things more than positive things.
All right, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
they're more exciting.
Yeah, it's because they're more exciting. So I think in this example, it's another facet of humanity where we popularize the negative and we leave out the positive. But I think it goes to show. I think from my point of view, I have a question.
Sure.
If you had to do those type of videos, right? What do you think would be your motivation? Let's put ourselves in his mind. What do you think the motivation would be?
All right. In most cases, I've seen that people keep those videos. They usually keep them for security. Maybe it's some sort of power over the people that are in the video. Maybe they blackmail them. Maybe they are afraid that they may leak something in the future, and they have some power over them if anything happens in the future. Usually, that's one of the reasons why people do that. The other reason that I've seen people do it, especially the mainstream people, is just for pleasure. People love watching themselves in action. Probably they take it as a track record to see what they've done in the achievements, if that is an achievement to them.
Okay. I think I would go a step further and say, actually, if you actually find people who do that, I think to a certain extent, it's actually. I'm not a psychologist by any means, but I think something is wrong in the mind. Something is actually wrong in the mind. Because if you think of the act itself, it's an act that's done between two people, no matter what your genders may be, right? And it's usually a private act. The moment you want to record it and keep it, I think that is a sign to say somehow, some way, something is wrong within the mind.
All right.
And even the fact that you'd keep it right and rewatch it. I think that's a sign of something wrong in the mind. But then we leave out that part, and I see people praising him and saying, you know, which I can
Solomon of our age now.
I can understand, but then it would make sense then if he was King Solomon then. Now in the society that we live, especially with the people he was engaging the acts with, to a certain extent, I think it goes to show to say something's wrong with the individual's mind who was partaking.
But you see now, I'll hold you there. If you say something's wrong with his mind, and almost, I don't know the percentages, but a large chunk of men seem to really praise him and actually admire him. So would it mean that something is wrong with all these people's mind? If you say yes, then what it means is this is actually normal. Because if the majority is doing it and things like it, then that means that is the normal.
True, it may be normal, but don't forget that thing where, you know, when Europe went into the Dark Ages, it was normal. The acts they used to do, burning people at the stake and whatnot, that was the normal way of living. But when we look back on it now, we call it the Dark Ages. We call it was a point of stupidity. So yes,
in retrospect.
So yes, right now it may be normal, but it doesn't mean that there weren't commentators during that period or even this period where we can say, I don't think that's normal behavior. Because even if you think of it, like, let's take for example Diddy, Weinstein, those Eric Weinstein, those guys who do things like that, they usually keep a track record, or they usually report.
Eric Weinstein.
I think it's Eric Weinstein, the guy who had an island and used to invite people to his island. Weinstein. Yes. I could be mixing up the names, but the guy who had an island, the rich guy who had an island, used to invite people and record the very same thing. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's more insidious. It goes to show the mind of the person and the mind of the society. Because even at the same time, people are popularizing it and people are talking about him, right? But in a way, again, also a desensitization to pornography. Because think of it like this: when people view the videos, they view the videos from an official was doing X, Y, Z, right? And we view the videos and people view the videos and they talk about it, but in a way we're actually desensitizing ourselves to pornography because that is pornography.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So people don't talk about it as it's pornography, they talk about it as so it's actually a desensitization to the extent that I was even seeing artists who are now using like the videos, what he was doing as a video, as a dance challenge.
Dude, it's trending everywhere. And you're right by the issue of desensitization. But it seems like the culture or the generation or the era we're living in, a lot of things now are not really as special as they used to be. There's no censorship of anything. Because they are doing the funny leaking things, they're doing the dances, all of that stuff. The videos are everywhere on TikTok, on Facebook. Of course, they may not be showing the whole body, but you can see what's happening. Saka. I don't know. Maybe that's the new normal, like I say, because that's what's happening, and that's what people are accepting, and that's you know morals are made by us, right?
True.
We are the ones who said morals, said this is wrong, this is good. So now maybe we've come to a stage where these things are now acceptable.
And I think we're following into the Western society. This is us slipping into the Western society, but
as
just
black people.
Yes, but as African people, but just at a different time and in a different way. Because the Western society, this leaking and pornography and sexual acts, and it's almost normal on television, on the runway in the Western society. But for us, Africa, we tried to really curb sexuality. We never nudity per se.
I feel you.
Yes. So we really tried to curb it. But now with this coming in, right, I think this and other things besides this.
Yeah.
This and other things is slowly us as society, as Africans, going into the Western society, and these are the negative effects of technology.
I keep on asking, why do you call it negative? Would you call the Westerners? Would you say people in the West have bad minds, or they are wrong? Because you were saying something is wrong with this person's mind when
within the individual's mind.
Yes. Do you think Westerners are wrong? Do you think they're doing everything wrong?
No, I think certain things when it comes to their morality is wrong. But when it comes to the technology that they possess.
What are the adverse effects of their morality that is wrong that we're talking about?
The adverse effects of their morality comes to this. It comes to situations where serial killers, most of the serial killers that we hear about are in the West.
Are you sure?
Yes, most of them.
Are you sure?
Or can I say
if I remember well, South Africa tops.
No, South Africa tops in the sense of crime rate, as in
actually it's violent crime rate.
Yes, yeah. Violent crime rate, but it's not the version of the Western society where it's a serial killer who goes around just killing people, not because of poverty. South Africans kill and whatnot because of poverty. It's like you're trying to get food or you're trying to get money. But there's someone can just kill because he just wants to kill blonde people.
Okay.
You get the sense? Or the ones who kidnap children and the Amber Alerts, it's more prevalent that side. But and that's more of the people also who okay, fine. This is going to sound really political, but those people who who are the sadists, the sadist people who keep people in dungeons and whatnot. You find that more in the Western society. You don't find in South Africa where someone was kept in a dungeon and the person was just eating the person and they enjoyed that. No, it's more for food. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That part of the Western society where it's morally corrupt in that sense, or where someone can be famous because they have a sex tape, Kim Kardashian. That degradation, I think, is now coming to Africa. And in these videos by this guy, and the way we've received them, I think it's also a sign of where we are as a society when it comes to our morality.
All right. So what do you think should have been done, though? What do you think we should do, or maybe what do you think the leaders should do? What can be done?
First things first, the people who have the voice, who have the ears of most of the society, right? I think let's not popularize things that have a negative effect on not only our minds but on our children's minds. Because if I'm an artist, right, and I'm talking about him and I'm saying, what this guy done, this guy need to go to Guinea, woman or man or whatever the case may be, right, and I'm seeming to be popularizing it, and because you're an artist or you're a public figure and people listen to what you say, the moment you talk about a story, right, I'm going to want to know what are you talking about, get the sense? Then I'm going to want to dig. And the moment I dig, I'm going to tell someone else, and the story is going to spread like a wildfire, just like everything else. So I think certain things we should talk about them from a point of view that's morally. Alright.
So do you think what our ICT minister did is actually wise? Because you heard about the new law that is saying that every WhatsApp group that's a business group is supposed to be licensed, and it's supposed to have a certified DPO. You heard about it, right?
Oh yes, that's a good segue. Good segue into another topic that actually I want to bring up. But yes, that one about the licenses. At first, when I saw it, I think I was like,
because I would think these are the leaders probably trying to take
some measures yes.
towards data management and information, whatever.
Yes. When I saw it, I think I was like everyone else. I was like, this is crazy.
All right. I think it's crazy. Bro.
Yes, I had that perception when I first.
Okay, now it has changed.
It has changed. I think it has changed after reading the statutory instruments that came through with it. I think it's more of a situation where currently in Zimbabwe there's no data protection laws that really do exist, and there's no laws that really govern information technology per se. Porta has really never set up anything in the beginning because I don't think they had really anticipated how fast technology was going to move.
All right.
So where a law wants to cover something retrospectively, like something happens, then we create a law or bill to try and deal with something that's already happened. And I think that's what's happening in this situation, to say the intentions are good, but probably the execution. So I was talking about the bridge and the beams being swept away and some of them being bid.
Do you think the council is not doing anything?
No, I don't think the council is not doing anything. I think the council is not doing enough. My question is, what do you think about that? Do you think it's lack of planning? Do you think they just got caught unaware? What happened there?
What you're concerned about the beams bending?
Yes, and
they're not supposed to.
I don't think they were supposed to, because don't you think these guys plan? I don't know, when you're building a bridge, don't you plan for whether?
Yeah, of course you do plan for
rain and whether your stage, whatever stage you be at during the construction stage, whether it's going to be well enough to meet the rainy season and whatnot.
I remember I was even talking to another engineer last week, and he was telling me that around this season we don't really do much construction from our roads in ACT, because there's actually working for one company that's doing roads for the state.
Okay.
They were saying this period we really don't do anything much because of the rains.
Okay.
So they are aware of it apparently, and I just don't know how our team never really saw these rains coming and never planned for it, which is quite sad, because they're supposed to.
To a certain extent, right? They're supposed to know that, and if you think of the cost of the beams and even the stage that they've been derailed. Definitely.
Most likely, yeah.
Who's going to pay for that? Is it us, the residents of Masvingo?
Oh, yeah. You think where does the money come from? The money from the state comes from the people.
So these guys are actually taking money from us by poor planning. Yeah, because I see them right now. They're trying to make things work. They're working in the night, but it's still going to rain again.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that we just don't know the extent of the damage and what it means to their progress. If we had enough information, we'd comment with a lot of conviction. But now we don't know, because we might think that it's maybe that bad. Maybe it's just a simple bend that just fixed. Maybe it doesn't really mean much. Because I remember even with construction, at times even during rainy season, if you plan with that in mind, you can still actually construct. And your structure can even be strong in the rainy season. So it's unfortunate that we don't have information now, so that we can comment with conviction about what really happened. Do you see it in the newspaper or just observed it?
No, I just observed. And one thing that really boggled my mind is, I don't know much about building bridges, but who builds a bridge when it's like raining, like, you know?
That's what I was saying. That we don't know. Unfortunately, we don't have information.
Or probably the way they building the bridge, it can be built.
Yeah, because we have bridges that are built in water, we have bridges that are built in valleys, and at times it doesn't really matter which part of the year it is. At times it's an emergency. We don't know. That's why I'm saying we don't really have much information to really comment, unfortunately.
Okay.
Though it looks like a clumsy move from afar, but we don't have information.
Probably it's not a clumsy move. I don't know if there are any engineers who are working on the project. Yeah, please let us know in the comments. If you know, because from us, the perspective of the residents, it seems clumsy, seems unplanned. But anyway, perfect segue into that one. What do you think about the floods that were happening downtown? Did you see downtown Bilcro was flooded, stock was in water,
I saw a couple
the runner shops which are all downtown are all flooded. What's that? Is it well, it was a lot of rain, or is it drainage? Is it an issue about drainage?
I don't understand, unfortunately, because I didn't think that water drained that much.
Neither did I.
I thought it was just
normal beginning of the rain.
Yes, and then I realized because even when I wanted to go and take Zaya from the preschool, I had to go via the main road because there the other road where I usually use was flooded. And we actually had quite a serious traffic jam coming back home, because of that. So apparently, I don't know if it was the rains were mainly here, or maybe it was somewhere else, and then the water was flowing into our areas. I'm not sure. But the funny thing is, like you said, some places were now flooding. And I would think those places, definitely because we are a landlocked country and we never really experienced floods and anything. When these guys plan their buildings, they never really have that in mind. So probably you'd find some warehouses, the windows as low as they can go. They have doors without any sort of restriction of water coming in, because people never experience those things in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe never gets flooded. So I understand why those places would be flooded, because the water was a little bit much. So
because like the next day, what happened is people decided to bring shovels to work along that whole area, and they were cleaning the drainage, because to them they say council's the one who's failing.
Well, I think the drainage is the one that caused the flood to come
because
in.
Usually you see if it rains, right, the water goes through those manholes.
Oh, you think that's the issue?
Yes, that's my, because people also think that because the next day they were cleaning the drainage, and when they were cleaning the drainage, the water was subsiding.
Is it?
So the water wasn't going anywhere, because those manholes that are after every building on the pavement, they're supposed to take the water away as it comes from the gutter.
Which could actually be a point.
So now, since they clogged with rubbish, the water just keeps rising and rising.
Which could be a point. Damn it. What is our council doing?
So everyone was like, no, council's not doing the job. We bring shovels to work. So everyone was in the drainage.
So today you're on the council, I see.
No, I'm not on the council. I'm more of, I'm observing that's what's happening in the city. I'm wondering.
Our council is getting a lot of awards, bro. Almost everywhere.
That's the point, exactly. How are they getting awards when things like this are happening?
I guess they have a lot of work to do. So maybe they've been touching on other areas, and these are some of the areas they haven't probably reached. Like I said in the beginning, that Masvingo or Zimbabwe is not really known for floods or heavy rain. So maybe there's some of the things maybe these.
But wait, look at it like this. We all know that unless the drainage is cleaned, we're going to have excess water in the city.
If probably a certain amount of rain comes down, which probably never really happens. Because the way the water rains there, or the way it actually came, is not normal. That's not normal. Yeah, that's not our normal.
Sure?
Yeah, that's not our normal water.
Okay, there I can't argue. I wouldn't know.
No, that's not our normal. Like, how many times do you remember all the bridges around Masvingo flooding? It only happened, if I remember, during those cyclone periods, cyclone Japheth.
Wait, didn't the flooding happen with the Chimsana Bridge because they blocked it off from going down to where they build it?
Flooding was happening everywhere, mate. It's not about any particular place.
No, I mean, do you know what the funny thing is? I was actually in this shop the other day with this police officer, and the police officer was like, the amount of calls we've got to the station, the central station, on the flooding, it's only Masvingo that flooded.
Of course, because it only rained in Masvingo.
No, it's been raining everywhere else.
But I mean, it rained like that in Masvingo.
I don't think it's like that, because the way they were putting it across, that the flooding happened because it was a man-made situation that the flooding ended up happening.
Oh, really?
It's not because of the way that the flooding happened.
Oh, really?
Happened rather. It was because of man-made situation.
You think they blocked Chimsana?
No, because of the way they blocked the Chimsana, that it doesn't flow. Because it flows, the Mcheke River flows.
Well, like where did they block it?
That part, can you see that part where they build it?
Which part? By the bridge?
Yes, by the bridge. There's a blockade that they done that allowed them to access the bottom part of the bridge, where they were now putting the stilts up to go up.
All right.
Yes, that part was blocked off so that it would dry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're saying because the Rijeko side on the Shagasha side is blocked, and because of the Mcheke River side is blocked, the water had nowhere to go, so it kept on building up on that side. And that's why also Rijeko, the footbridge on the Rijeko side, you see people who had being rescued by the soldiers. Yes. That side also flooded, and on this side it also flooded up there because the water couldn't move.
All right.
Yeah, this is people.
Interesting observations.
Yeah,
interesting. I never looked at it like that. I just thought it was rains and it flooded. I never thought it was a man-made situation. But yeah, that's an interesting observation.
I don't know
Could
if
be
you
there.
guys, if you guys have a different way of seeing it, please let us know.
Could be there.
Please let us know. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
that was my story.
Anyway, I think my last one is a little bit relaxed now.
Okay.
Away from the cancel at least. What do you think about Tocky Vibes 61 track album?
Wow, he done 61 tracks. I haven't heard it. I heard he was releasing an album, but I didn't think he was going to do
61 tracks.
Yeah, just on the face of it, I think it's crazy. On the
crazy.
face of it, probably I'll need to listen to the album, but on the face of it, who listens to 61 tracks?
61.
21 is a lot.
61.
Okay, what's his reasoning? Did he say?
No, I never really followed the story, but I just passed through and I thought, 61 tracks. How did this guy doing? I guess he's a creative like that. And people are saying he doesn't care about your reactions, so he just gives you music from his heart and all that nonsense. And 61 Mawa.
61 Makuban. No, there's a Remy album.
And I think because I even heard one of his tracks from the 61 track. Unfortunately, when I heard that track, I heard it playing on Grace Mawa radio, and I was like, Namimi, this track just sounds like one of his other songs. It doesn't really sound like anything else. And I'm thinking probably just rehashing things, just repeating things. Like, creativity probably evaporates by the time you get to the 15th track. You cannot just go and keep on writing tracks in one go. It doesn't make sense.
And I wouldn't know. I would need to listen to the album. But then they like gurus like Chris Brown who can do a 30 album track, and all 30 tracks are gold.
You see with the Chris Breezes, the good thing even about those people, they don't write on their own. They even have collaborators that they work with.
And most of them are tracks will be features.
You see now.
Yeah.
But with this guy, you might be surprised. Unfortunately, I don't have nothing from him. Maybe we hope that he had other people writing with him. But if he wrote alone,
61 tracks, what?
Try to catch Daram to Yeah, so I thought maybe it was worth talking about.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm going to look for the album. And if you guys have listened to the album, please let us know. Where can you get the album? iTunes?
I think on all stores you should.
On all stores?
Yeah.
Wow, that's like $61. It's like 99 cents. Somewhere close.
I'm going to say that man. Maybe I say that man. Because Tocky seems to be a kind of he's off the mainstream artist. Have you seen that?
Yes.
He's like one of the classy artists. You find him at corporate events that are respectable. Yes. You don't find him Masvingo that he's not really there. I think people who understand him will understand the 61 tracks. Because I think I come a class guy.
He has his own following that would appreciate. Even his dressing, have you seen his dressing?
Yeah, he's like a real artist.
Yeah, he's like, he's really creative.
Creative. So I guess maybe there's people who understand.
All right, my last story. All right, this one's more for questions. It's more for questions, not a story. Have you seen the lunches that have been happening in Masvingo? Like a celebrity comes, then does a lunch for women, cancer and breast awareness, women and gender, whatnot awareness. Like quite recently, I think it's Jackie Ngarande.
I think I've seen some things like that. Yeah, yes. They've been common.
Yes, Jackie Ngarande came through, Madam Boss came through, and I think there was another celebrity was also doing the very same thing. Like where they host a lunch and they make you pay like $35 to come and meet the celebrity. The celebrity is talking about a specific topic. Then they also get people around the city who have the very same knowledge. Like who's going to be breast cancer awareness. The celebrity is there. Then we have Dr. XYZ talking about it and whatnot. So my question is, do you think it's legit or it's a scam?
Scam, I wouldn't know, but usually people just do things for money. Most of the times, it's really hard to find people who are genuine in our day and age. If it's going to be genuine, at least let it be free. If people are charging people huge money, most of the time they're just for the profit.
$30, $50. That's where I was going to say. It's $30, $50.
Unless if they say it's a fundraiser and that money goes to a greater cause, maybe it's going to help someone who's suffering with cancer or buy people specific things. But with most of these things, people just ride on topics that they know cooperatives and the government and people gravitate to, like cancer or maybe women empowerment. If people hear that, they run for that. You know, obviously big companies, they sponsor those things because they also want to find ways of running away from taxes, you know. They get those topics, they run with them. So I think most of them, they're just, I wouldn't call them scams, they're just business ventures.
They're business ventures. Because most of them are targeted towards women. So it got me thinking to say, this month is men's mental health awareness.
Well, this month. Last month it was women.
It was,
and so many other
women. Always about women. Every month about women. So this month, but question now.
Yeah.
Have you heard about it on radio?
What the
men? No, men.
No, you never hear anything about men, bro. It just comes and it passes.
I happened to hear it by mistake.
Yeah, no one cares. By mistake, indeed.
By mistake.
Yeah.
I was supposed to hear it. So I think November, if I'm not mistaken, November
really?
is
It's our month.
It's our month. So let's host a team, meet Mr. Fakala,
and we charge people $50.
Yes, $50.
But apparently, men need to talk for us because we have a lot of issues that we don't talk about, and all that nonsense. Which even brings me back the topic here about Balthazar.
I was also going to go to that direction, but from a different angle.
Because I'm thinking, you know, when I heard about Emgonga's 400 women, in my mind I was thinking, what's the probability of 400 women, married women, agreeing to sleep with another married man? I thought it was low, but apparently from this sample, it seems like it's pretty high. So much so that I'm thinking that almost every other woman wants, as long as they're given an opportunity. I don't know if my thesis is now correct, because it doesn't make sense.
No, I think it makes perfect sense. Why would I say it makes perfect sense? What Emgonga done or did, it's not something special.
All right.
Right. The only difference here is what you usually say is, now in the society that we have, it's a platform. So the moment you put something on a platform and everyone views it, it seems as if it's...
Oh yeah, correct. Is my conclusion right?
Yes.
Because my conclusion is just about every other woman wants that. Of course, maybe, and the men I think it's obvious.
It's just like...
Maybe they just don't get the opportunities.
I think your conclusion is totally right. Every other woman definitely, and when we say every other, let's remember when we talk about probabilities, every other, not every woman.
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm saying it like that.
Every other woman and every other man wants that. But I think where it comes down to is, as we said, it's a platform. So you put it on a platform and everyone sees it and sees it, it's unique. But I think it happens everywhere. It happens here in Masvingo, in Zimbabwe.
It has always been happening.
Always been happening. The only difference is this guy put it on TV for everyone to see. That's one. Secondly, I think it's like that with every other woman and every other man who's married. Why? Because of what you just said. You say men need to talk and also women need to talk. This is actually a sign that within the structure that we call marriage, I think most people don't understand it, most people don't appreciate it, most people cannot talk about it. So, as you said, if you're by yourself, you tend to make decisions that more people than you yourself. So I think all these women in doing what they were doing, even him and Emgonga, the thought process was they didn't have anyone to talk to. This is my own thought process. So hence you indulge in these decisions thinking that it might not happen. But at the same time again, if they were being recorded on camera, how can you not know that it's going to be released?
No. Camera, what I've seen with the issues of sex, it's easy to have a camera during sex. Because usually it's during exciting time. You are excited, you are crazy, and if anything, you're not thinking straight. Because you're thinking this woman just walked into this guy's office, she knows she's doing something funny, but obviously there's this burst of excitement, and maybe she's coming from a home where maybe the husband hasn't slept with her in a long time, or if he has, maybe the sex was really boring because he's bored with everything. Maybe the environment is not very nice. So now, today she's thinking, apparently Emgonga is handsome according to what people are saying. So she's thinking this handsome man.
And the camera, and she's in.
I don't think the camera really matters, because the camera usually, what I've seen is the camera is like, baby, I would want to watch this later. Just, reminisce on our memories. It's our special thing. And it's very possible to think that you are the only person. You wouldn't think there's like 399 more people. You probably think I'm the only other person. So cameras, I don't think, it's not much of an issue. It's very easy.
So it goes back to the mindset that we're talking about. To say probably you're not in a good space within where you are, and you cannot communicate it. So you indulge in these negative things. Yeah, so I guess it's all about spaces. So now it goes back to say, is it a scam when they do the women's thing? If you pay, then it's a scam. But I think if you're just doing it to help people, then you shouldn't.
People should do these things more. If we were even possible, if we were even able to do it, I think it would be wise.
Do it, and we don't charge anyone.
Yes, people just come. It's like household theaters. They talk to the committee. They guys want to do an event, a free event. If you even get sponsors to come through, men talk about this issue, because what at times what it just takes is to know that you are not in the battle alone, and then you're done. Because what really disturbs men a lot is to think that you are Sarah or you are good. You understand? And then after God, what did I say? Yet maybe the same issue. And once you realize all of you are in the same boat, then it's actually normal, because there's no need for you to stress. And even if there's a need for a solution, then a solution. And most likely, some older people around, they even have solutions around some of them.
True, because of experience.
Exactly. That definitely mean men need to sit down. Women, the interesting thing is that they always sit down. As much as we can say maybe they need to with the right people,
with the right people
that build, but they always meet. Because even if you check their groups, it's just pornography. Nothing really happens in the men's groups. I'm telling you, it's only women with big items and pornography. That's all what men do. And maybe soccer.
It's soccer.
And if anything, part of the intimacy, someone will be claiming to be the guru there. But that's what you get. That's
true. Apparently, I was getting this joke to say men only talk about the issues, but then they talk in the third person. We're not talking about so men need to talk.
Alright, let's wrap it up.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you got any comments or questions, or you have any insights into the story that we're talking about, or your first-hand information, please come through, hit us up in the comments. If you want to come and join us on the couch, you can do it. And from me, thank you for watching. From Sister Kala,
bye.